Pakistan's Supreme Court has ordered the release of the former Prime Minister Imran Khan, saying his arrest on Tuesday was, quote, illegal. Let me show you the only pictures we've seen of him today walking along the corridor at the Supreme Court. This was actually going in. There was tight security, as you would expect, in Islamabad, but no repeat of the violent clashes between the security forces and Imran Khan's supporters, which has left at least 10 people dead. Now, in court, Mr. Khan alleged that he'd been beaten when he was taken away by paramilitary troops. There's been no immediate response from the security forces to that particular claim. But let's get right up to date. Let's head to Lahore. Our correspondent Sahir Baluch is following the developments, and there have been plenty of developments today. So we were watching the pictures of Imran Khan going into court, but that was a pretty dramatic move by the Supreme Court today.
Yes, it was a pretty dramatic move, and also the fact that the pictures that you just spoke about, the pictures of him arriving in the Supreme Court in a Mercedes, this is very different and very contradictory from the way he was taken away from the Islamabad High Court on May 9th, where he was dragged by the Rangers, by the paramilitary troops, and he was taken into National Accountability Bureau's custody on May 9th. It was very, very difficult at that point of time to understand what exactly is happening. So today the Supreme Court declared the arrest of him illegal and said that he should be then posted in a guest house where he can also meet his members of the party or any other friends that he has. So he can meet up to 10 people now.
And in terms of what is likely to happen next, what is your best guess?
Well, tomorrow he has to be present in the Islamabad High Court at 11 a.m. and a three-member bench was basically hearing the case today in the Supreme Court. And apart from the Chief Justice of Pakistan, another court member, Justice Athar Minallah, told him that he has to be there on time and he has to respect the court's timing as well as what the court decides for him. And at the same time, in these 2 days, there was a lot of violence that the country went through, a lot of violence, a lot of rioting that the country witnessed. Radio Pakistan's building was also completely thrashed in Peshawar and in Islamabad as well. We saw how there were a lot of violent protests happening outside the police lines. And similarly, in Lahore, the corps commander's house was basically literally stormed into by rioters. So he was also told, Imran Khan was told by the judges that, he has to condemn these acts by the violent protesters. And Imran Khan replied to them that he wasn't aware. So tomorrow, basically, the Islamabad High Court is going to decide exactly what is going to happen next. And we have to then wait and see that what will happen. Because in the beginning, the Supreme Court's decision also put a bit of confusion online, and a lot of people thought that, exactly when the Islamabad High Court called the earlier arrest legal, so why is it Supreme Court calling it illegal? So tomorrow there will be a much more, clear verdict, and people would know exactly what is going to happen with Imran Khan.
A twin final thought, where do you think this leaves the elections that we're supposed to have a little later in the year, and more immediately, how tense does it feel? You mentioned there that he was being asked to distance himself from what we've been seeing on the streets. I mean, how tense does it feel where you are?
Well, right now, the elections seem to be hanging in the balance, because right now it is not clear whether these elections will happen or not, because these elections were going to happen on May 14th or 15th. But now nobody knows exactly what is going to happen. So there's a bit of confusion regarding that as well. This year was considered to be an election year, but the latter part of the year was going to be the election year. But right now, even that is not clear as well, because these elections basically were supposed to happen in Punjab and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And at that point of time, the Supreme Court was told that the army cannot be deployed because of security situation and everything, as they are taking care of those provinces. But soon after Imran Khan was arrested and rioting took place, both the provinces wrote to the federal government to deploy army troops. So there was a lot of questions asked about that as well, that how come the army is now available to be present in those provinces. So we saw a lot of confusion, and as far as your question is concerned, there is definitely confusion with regards to whether these elections will happen now or not, but we'll have to see as we go along.